Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We're on the road today a little bit. It is one of our favorite stops on the Lunchbox tour, but a different location than usual. We're at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap in Delray Beach, or West Delray, as some may say. We're here with Kevin Danilo, who I don't even know what you want to call him. He is the grand poobah of all things Batch.
It says my business card.
That's it.
Grand poobah.
It's been a while, Kevin. Welcome back to the Lunchbox.
Thanks.
Always good to see you. And you have holiday treats in store, and you can see that I am also in the holiday spirit with my ugly Santa sweater and a
Nothing
nice
ugly
cap.
about you, buddy.
Thank you very much. What's happening?
Busy, man. Just holiday parties, getting ready for season. Got our toy drives coming up this weekend. Excited to start having the tourism coming down South Florida and kick off a good 2025.
It's going to be a great new year, but we've got a long way to go with 2024 before we could get into the new year. And you kind of mentioned tots for shots, or shots for tots.
For tots.
Yes. What? I'm dyslexic today. I don't know. Defo, how are you how are you doing, by the way?
Better than you,
Tongue-tied and
that's for sure.
Well, I took this.
Maybe it's the outfit. I don't know. Maybe it got to your head.
It's
But
constricting my blood.
I couldn't be happier. You know, well, I love it here. And I love Kevin and Brandon and the whole attitude of Batch and the approach. They are, as you've often mentioned, the hospitality experts, and we meet a lot of good people in the business. And these are two of my favorites. And of course, Kevin looks like he's ready to knock Lubie out. And I didn't realize that he had a desire to become a UFC cage fighter.
I mean, it's not a stretch. I mean, he's a big,
We're
strong
looking at
dude.
like Liddell here, I think. And you're really going to do this? I mean, are you thinking about doing it? Wow. Business has got to be better than that. Come on.
No, he's
All of a sudden, he's Conor McGregor, this guy.
he's in fine, fit shape. And Brandon,
I wouldn't want to fight him. Let's put it that way.
I don't-
You know, if I had to complain about what was going on, I wouldn't want Kevin coming out
You
if he
eat
was
it.
angry. Yeah.
You
eat
eat it
it
my
my
way,
way or it's
You
over.
get what you get. You
he's
don't get upset.
he's gonna make us drink something here in a second, and he
So
might
is the word
be
making us
donning the
there because I
gloves.
feel like he would.
But before we get into that, okay, first of all, usually we've been seeing Brandon. He's been taking great care of us. We saw him for the pre-Thanksgiving edition and prepared us one of your great fried turkeys. How'd that do? Did
Awesome.
people
Yeah.
people were into the fried
Good
turkey?
year. Everybody loves fried turkey, right? I think it's more so people don't like cooking. I think everybody was really excited to be able to spend their holiday. Everybody's been working a lot, you know. It's
Yeah.
definitely been a challenge in the last 2 years. So to be able to see family and enjoy it versus having to cook 18 different things and
Yeah.
every pot and pan.
And
in
all
the
your
kitchen.
sides were great. That mac
Yeah.
and cheese is fantastic. The
Thanks.
Gouda,
Oh,
the
it's
smoky
ridiculous.
flavor. I mean, that would be the hit of any holiday dinner table or any holiday party. And you guys, you do a lot of like catering for Christmas parties, or like do people pick up trays of?
So Christmas and Christmas Eve, we don't do anything. We do stuff for New Year's, and then our really big day is obviously Thanksgiving.
Yep.
The fried turkey packages. So it's a really good year. A lot of happy people. It's a good product. It makes it easier for everybody. Pick it up.
Would it pay to come right back with that for Christmas? Because people are doing turkeys again.
We've thought about it. We have to close the restaurant down to be able to execute it. I mean,
Oh,
we
okay.
did. If you count up the number of people that we served for each, the totality of all the packages out of Fort Lauderdale alone, it was over 500 people just with to-go food.
Wow.
So then we came for dinner, which was another 300 people. So it's
It's
a
a
lot
long
to,
day.
to
It's a
layer
big
that
day.
in. Yeah, for Christmas and Christmas Eve, it just
No, and Christmas, you want people to kind of have a little bit of a breather and spend some time. And again,
exactly.
that whole intermediate period between basically Christmas and New Year's, people are going to be out partying, and you
Yeah.
guys are in the spirit, because I know, like down in Fort Lauderdale where Brandon is, they're going to be doing what, the 12 days of Christmas brunch, it's
12
called?
days of brunch.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is always going to be a hit, because it's the usual brunch that you feature with the bottomless
Of course.
drinks and all the great fare, like chicken and waffles and those biscuits, and you do the cinnamon rolls and all the great things. That's going to be, I guess, 12 days in a row from the 23rd to the January 3rd, but that's a Monday, but there's 2 more days before that.
Well, but yeah, we have to say 12, right? You know,
but it's really 14.
Yeah. Well, if you don't factor
bonus edition.
Yeah,
all right. I hate to ruin the marketing.
Michael Mayo. Branding.
Well, all right. How
Nobody
about
heard the song "The 14 Days of Christmas," right? So
I don't know. It's like you add up Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Christmas together. You got a lot of
nights. We figured the math out, and we were like, well, if you don't count the Saturday and the Sunday when we start, you subtract 2, it comes out to 12.
Yeah,
nobody's listening.
Nobody likes math.
Yeah.
They're happy that there's lots of days of brunch and lunch here at Batch.
It's like paying taxes. You just round a little bit and everything's fine.
There you go.
It's all going to be good. And on the Let's Eat South Florida group at the top on the featured section, I did a roundup of different places where you can find all the holiday details and schedules. And I know I loaded up all 4 Batch locations. You've got the 3.
Nice.
3 of the Southern Kitchens, West Palm Beach on Clematis. Now the newish one out here in West Delray. They call it Lyons Road. It's a Delray marketplace. It's right on Atlantic and Lyons. Very easy to find. Towards the rear of this complex, next to the movie theater. And you rebranded. How long ago? It was like 3 or 4 months or more.
First week of September.
Okay. So
Wow.
and how's the whole conversion? Because it went from your gastropub, which is still in Miami Brickell, to the Southern Kitchen and Tap.
So far, so good. Exciting. This was our more modern concept. The pub was a little older. I opened the first one in 2014. I was 26.
Oh, wow. Really?
You're such a young pup. Oh,
That's
my
so crazy to
God.
me.
That's
This
crazy.
has aged me a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
But to
It's
still
just
have
every
that.
time when I walk down the street with you, they look at you like you're my younger brother.
I don't know
I'm
about
not going
that.
that far.
Defo, maybe. He's looking very youthful. He got his tan going. He got his walk in. But no, it's a wonderful thing you got going up here. And the West Delray crowd is finding their way out here. And it's really convenient off the turnpike and everything.
Super easy to get.
Except when they're doing
parking.
construction.
The parking's great.
Yeah, right. It's
Parking is
parking
easy.
is easy.
So, like, even if you're coming from like the Coral Springs area, like this guy,
Yeah, no,
or
it was a
Boca,
nice jaunt.
or a parts north off the turnpike, it's very easy to get in and out of here. So again, I recommend people checking it out. And for now, you're still doing dinner only during the week, and then
brunch. Yep. So we open up at 10 a.m. on weekends, but we open at 4 p.m. during the week. We'll eventually get to lunch here. Still figuring everything out, getting staffed up, getting ready for season. But at some point, we will add lunch in here.
Well, speaking of figuring stuff out, Lubie and Defo, I'm trying to figure out. Okay,
it's gonna hurt.
I've had a lot of holiday drinks, and I said, you know what? Instead of a big bite today, we will do maybe a big gulp or a big shot for one of the tots.
Yes.
Because that's your big holiday themed. You guys are so philanthropic. All throughout the year, you're helping out pets and rescue animals. You're helping out veterans, and now this time of year, you're thinking about the less fortunate kids and those who still need toys. So, explain what happens tomorrow and the different locations have different dates, but tomorrow it's in Fort Lauderdale.
No, today is Miami. Tomorrow's Fort Lauderdale. Saturday is West Palm, and Sunday's here. So, shots for tots are mildly inappropriate toy drive.
Right.
We have Bad Santa come by, and we were talking earlier. The 2 names we were playing with were
Hashtag
for
drink
tots.
for the kids, which is what they do at the Visit Lauderdale Festival, because some of the proceeds go to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. But yeah, it's all going to a good place.
Yep.
For
So
good
you
causes.
bring in a toy, unwrap a new toy for a sick kid in an underserviced area of the community, and we bring them down to the kids after the toy drive. And in return, we get you a shot.
Now, is there a minimum value that you have to, like, it's a wrapped toy, so somebody, like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to ascribe any nastiness to anybody, but would just like wrap up a 99-cent I don't know,
Yeah,
piece
you
of
know the
keychain or
practices,
something.
right?
Mayo's already.
No, I would never do that.
What'd you bring, Mike?
No, I would say, you're gonna do something for a kid. Got to make it at least something, $10
Yes,
or
you would
whatever.
think something valuable.
A shot of premium liquor these days is going for anywhere north of, $15, $20. So
100%.
I'd say, you got to be generous with the kids, and I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. He gave me a nice pour of the 1792 whiskey.
Yeah, we'll
right?
chat about that.
But that's
the
next.
kids.
This though, I've heard of coquitos. I've heard of
There's nothing holiday about this.
I've heard
So where
of
did this come from? Why did
This
you offer
is
hot
this?
This is
toddies.
just to make it hurt, because the best part of my day is watching the big. No.
So what is this?
This is straight ginger juice. So we make our
ginger juice.
So we make our ginger beer in house. This is just straight ginger juice. It's going to be painful. It's
okay.
way
Ginger
more than
beer
a
is
person.
something that's found in like the Moscow mules, right?
Yep.
and also other cocktails that you'll find here. Ginger in its shredded form is found on the plate besides my sushi and
but
the
it's
sashimi.
pickled, and then the temperature comes down. So this is going to be unpleasant. This is, but I'm going to do it with you.
Okay,
So we're supposed to really shoot.
What
you wanna shoot the
happens-
whole thing.
yeah, the whole thing.
I took a sip and almost
smells-
passed out.
yeah,
I'm gonna say it smells strong,
It's
like it
straight
has a
ginger,
distinct
man.
personality.
Yeah.
And what happens if I don't consume the whole shot?
Then I'm
going
going to make you bite everything else on the table.
jeez.
Uh-oh.
The corn will kill me, by the way.
So what
because
if
of
I
my-
just bite the bullet and let the two
Here we go.
older gentlemen not shoot it? How about that?
Here we
And
go.
me
I'm
and
gonna
Kevin
try
I'll
Come
shoot
on,
it.
I'm
you
gonna-
guys got
Because
it.
someone's got to
It's not
talk.
that bad.
Someone's got
Because-
to
You'll
talk.
be fine.
because
Someone's
Lubie,
gotta talk.
You're gonna
this
tingle a
is
little
one of the
bit.
skills
I'll shoot it. I bite the bullets here on the show.
in getting a master's
Mayo
degree
can
from
sip it,
Florida State
Defo can
University. This
smell
is
it.
one of the requirements. You got to do straight shooters.
Oh,
of
what do you mean? You
anything.
became a Jaeger pro, to be brutally honest.
Wow, you guys are brave.
I love the.
Oh my God!
That's loud.
And I didn't finish it, and so now
You can
that's
put
it.
an entire 8-ounce cheeseburger in your mouth, but you can't do a 2-ounce.
And an orange. Don't forget the orange.
So I did.
You know what I'm
Eight
going to
ounce
say about
cheese
for all of
this? It pairs perfectly with McRib. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god.
No,
That's
that's
something.
strong. Now,
It's
gives you a little bit of tingle.
what about the alcoholic content, or is that just
None.
No,
that's
there's
just,
none.
that's
None.
literally
He
straight
did just
ginger.
literally-
You
Nothing
mean I'm
rewarding about
drinking
that
this
at
and
all.
there's no alcohol? I
And
can't even
none
get a
alcohol.
buzz
Nope.
up
There
there?
was nothing rewarding. That was just
It's the reward.
to,
I think
alright.
it's supposed to be
I'm
good
gonna
for
try
you,
to
but that's not why. I
buy
did
my
it.
way out
Yeah.
of this jam.
This
So
is
now,
something you
For the
get at a
kids.
health food
So
store.
this-
Yeah.
if you excuse me from drinking the rest of this, and one of my toys for the tots is a $20 bill, and more toys for the tots, I'll let you guys can. You know what? That's against the
That's
spirit. I'm supposed to go
yes.
get
You'll use
something.
that money and you'll buy toys.
You
and
know
now
what?
You don't get shots.
I'm going to take this
Now you
money.
just
I'm going
give
to buy
toys
some
for nothing.
presents. I'm coming by the Fort Lauderdale
I'll be
edition
there.
tomorrow, like happy
Yep.
hour time, right?
6 p.m.
And
We have,
you
we have
just-
Santa
You
there.
just get
his-
nothing in return
his
because
elf.
you wussed out.
I'm around the corner,
And that's fine.
but I will be generous. And right now,
I'll buy
we're
you a
gonna
shot of
go-
ginger beer
There you go.
tomorrow.
you know what? What the heck?
I wouldn't do that. That's a lot.
Oh my God, you
You're like
talked him
sipping
into
it.
it.
You're not even doing it right.
You
know
have
what?
like a
You're not even
Svengali
shooting
type
it.
of hold on this guy, Kevin.
It's
You're not
kind-
even shooting it. You're
You really
sipping
do.
it.
You
You're
know
not
what? I
supposed to
bet
sip
peer
it.
pressure Mike Mayo in college was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
See, I'm not
he,
a
he was
guy.
obviously bullied in high
Right?
school,
Yeah.
no doubt.
I
about
was
it.
the
I
type-
bet, I bet you won't do it.
I was the type that people were like whispering in my ear. I said, "I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that." And then just on a dime, I'll turn and say, "Okay."
See,
And
that's
I
the funny thing is,
I bet,
I
you can't,
actually-
can't finish that.
I wasn't peer pressure guy at all until adulthood, and I got into radio, and it's like, all right, anything to make people laugh and listen to our shows. I almost passed out.
I think I'm building up a tolerance
Yeah.
or immunity to it.
That's
Lubie
not-
became our
It's very
designated
good
daredevil.
for you.
Yeah.
It's very,
Freaking
very good.
foul, my friend. Come on. What do we got here, though? I'm going to big bite this to just get that out of my mouth. Oh, that's beautiful. That's pure potato deliciousness.
Pure potato delicious.
What's in there? This is the tater tot, right?
That's
the loaded
that
tot.
loaded tot. So it's smoked
Oh.
cheddar, our pecan smoked bacon, shaved russet potatoes, some scallions, all the good stuff.
By the way,
the-
this dish with the it's kind of like the corn ribs. Is
Yes,
that how you
what it
call
is,
it?
corn ribs.
And the other vegetables that you have there, I always tell my friends, my wife has many friends that are like vegetarians, and I tell them, make sure you go to Batch and try this thing.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the best vegetarian type dishes
fantastic,
that I've had
right?
anywhere in
It's
any
really well
restaurant.
done.
We're
Really,
gonna get
really
to
great.
that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get to that. But first, I'm going to say this is kind of a nod to like members of the tribe, like Lubie, Defo, and myself.
Laka.
We got the Hanukkah menorah back there.
There's
And
bacon in it.
It's
so-
kind of like a latke, except for the fact that it has bacon. So certain Reformed synagogues in the
Yep.
Boca
We're very
Delray area
progressive.
yeah, we're just progressive. Here
would
at
maybe even
Yeah.
allow this. and
Progressive in
consider-
everything we do.
I've never been one to follow
But it is
any
fantastic.
dietary laws, whether religious or my doctor.
Try a plate, Mayo. That'd be good.
No, I'm going right here.
He did his shot. He gets to do whatever he wants.
I-
He's got,
You
he's
did
got
do the shot.
immunity.
Good for
He's
you.
got
It was
immunity
three
now.
He does that
stages.
anyway.
It
But
was 3 stages
yeah.
of the shot, and I think
Are you
I
dying?
deserve
No.
a reward.
It's all,
And
you've
you know,
eaten here before.
it's all protein shakes.
Oh, that's right. You're bulking up.
So Kevin, we see Delray is doing its thing. West Palm was already a staple, and we know Fort Lauderdale moving on up. How do you get in between all the places? Like, because I do.
Oh, there
We've
you
always
go.
talked about how
Wow.
hands-on you are. You're not micromanager, but you are involved
Oh,
in
I
making.
can be.
I'm sure you can be, but we haven't heard that from people yet. So, like, how do you maneuver between all the establishments?
So we have a pretty good corporate structure in place. Actually, the last 2 months I haven't been in units much at all. Travel around
interesting.
a decent amount, mostly to check in, show some face, but a lot of projects we're trying to knock out before the end of the year, get ready for 2025. So hire people, trust them to do the job, give them clear direction, hold them accountable.
I see Brandon down in Fort Lauderdale. A lot of
we have a
Brandon
great team of people. It's the key. Good
I'm a
culture,
huge
good
fan of pot
hospitality.
pies, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
And I
seen
saw
a pot
somebody
pie like
comment
that.
on this.
I've never seen a
and
pot pie
I
like that.
was very surprised because you have like the contents of the pot pie in a bowl.
Yep.
And then on top of it, is this some kind of extrapolation of the biscuit?
Yeah, it's just a completely oversized. biscuit.
Unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah. And people are raving about this.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, really good.
So, yeah, this is something that's like a return item by popular demand, right?
We used to have them. We took them off in 2023 just because we wanted to open up a couple other items. Obviously, the summer months were a lot slower for the pot pies. We knew at some point we'd bring them back in one way or another. So this year we decided to bring it back. I'll grab some spoons for you.
Yeah,
probably should have thought about that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's
but it's not going to stop you. Do you want me to get you a
No,
straw?
no.
Like, what do
You might want to get him one of his own.
you know what? I'll restrain myself till the proper utensils arrive. You guys have taught me well. But it's back.
So we brought it back. So we have chicken pot pie and veggie pot pie.
Wow.
Oversized biscuit on top. It's great. So you just kind of dip it in there.
Looks phenomenal.
Here's an idea, Kevin, and maybe they'll go for it. Maybe we could all get a little bit of piece of the action. But go to McDonald's corporate and say, instead of that freaking garbage McRib, why don't you have a McPot pie and give them the recipe? And I think that would be a hell of a lot more popular as a seasonal item than that horrible. Have you ever tried one
that you have? I haven't had McDonald's in like 25 years.
Wow,
Look at the
good.
guy.
Wow, that
that is
yeah.
pretty obvious. All right. And when you did partake in that fare, have you ever tried a McRib?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's an honest answer.
Yeah, I don't.
Mayo has a weird obsession, a subliminal obsession with the McRib sandwich. I believe he really likes it,
No.
Yeah.
but he's ashamed to admit it.
Love
No.
and hate have a very,
No,
very
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
talks
yeah.
about it more than this guy.
As a
I've
matter
never
of
seen
fact,
anything like it.
Our friend Tuan down at Miso Japanese Tapas sent me a picture this morning, and it was the same post that I sent you guys yesterday, which is the McRib in its natural state,
God.
which is this
That's
is what it
disgusting.
looks like before they throw it in the fry. All right, enough of that garbage food.
that looks,
You bring it up on every show, though.
I bring it
Mayo.
up because I'm
every show.
fascinated. The way I'm fascinated by what chefs
look at
like
me.
to eat and what they admit to eating, and
That
restaurateurs.
was great.
Some people admit to liking Skyline chili. Some people admit to liking things like the McRib, but I just find it fascinating. It is a gross thing. This in front of us
Is
is
not.
the complete 180 opposite. What do we got? And that fried chicken, that
Looks
breast looks
ridiculous.
Chicken and
great.
waffles.
I'm going right in.
amazing, yeah.
So that's good. This is chicken and waffles.
Chicken
And
waffles.
you might want to make a vow for 2025, Mike Mayo, because this Cobb salad is among the best I've had anywhere.
There's
I
no
mean,
fried chicken on it, though. We can
No,
put fried
well,
chicken.
yeah, you got to put some
could.
calories in
Yeah.
there somehow. Maybe put a dessert on
A
top.
little fat.
But yeah, I mean, you guys do a dynamite job with your salads too. Really good.
And I made a mistake. This is actually a chicken thigh.
Yeah, I was wondering when you.
That's really good.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
I love that you still try to keep him honest.
It's
He's
moist
Mayo.
and juicy.
Yeah,
Fresh
we
out.
brine it. Really awesome brine for 24 hours, having sweet tea in it. Fry it, bunch of seasoning.
Can you tell that I'm still trying to get that ginger shot?
It lingers, right?
You know what's funny? It grows on you a little bit.
No, it doesn't.
Like when I first
No, it
when I
doesn't.
first tasted it, I thought,
Listen,
my
it's
God, what is
a raw
this?
ingredient. When,
I
when
love
you
you
mix it
guys.
into ginger
I'm
beer,
gonna
it's,
finish it
it's
off.
fantastic. But
Ginger's wonderful for you. It's healthy
Yeah.
for you. The ginger shot is something that is good for you. It's a horrendous tasting thing, and it's okay to just own that.
yeah, it's also that was 3 times the size of what
Yeah,
it should have been.
Exactly. He gave us half a glass.
It's a very generous pour. I
It's
mean,
the,
no
it's
doubt
the big
about
goal,
it. Yeah,
you know.
Tell you what's a really good pairing is a little bit of that fried chicken, that tea-brined fried chicken, and a little bit of this
You gotta do
bourbon
a lift
whiskey,
off on this thing, no?
1792, and that's produced by who? Is it part of the Jeff-
Sazerac. That's the people that make
I
Pappy
got
Van
this up.
Winkle, Blanton's, Rock Hill,
Oh,
Yates
wow.
Taylor, all that stuff.
I did not realize it. It's good stuff. I have a bottle of this in my whatever you call it, liquor cabinet.
Yeah, I love
That's it.
1792. It's really nice.
And it's one of my favorites. So this is Well done. Thank you.
Yep. So that bottle, if you can hand it over, I'll show this cool one off.
All right.
So we just got this one in. So all of our charity bottles, what we do is we partner with a local charity where all the proceeds that we sell retail, if you take a bottle home with you, all those proceeds go to a local charity. So this one's for Best Foot Forward. So it's a Palm Beach foundation that helps foster kids. So all the proceeds go to help foster kids. So true to our saying,
yes,
Shots for tots.
shots for the tots.
Yeah.
Now this one
for the kids. So you come and take one of these home, and it benefits Best Foot Forward. Really, really nice ladies that came in. They tasted the barrel with us, helped us select it. $55 each. They're available in all 4 of our stores.
Looks great
Pretty
too.
cool, right?
I mean, this will make a great gift for anybody.
Yeah.
Also,
So yeah, what's not really nice is we're starting to sell a lot more retail bottles for holiday gifts, for Father's Day, for birthdays. People are coming in saying, you know, if I can go to Total Wine, if I can go get it for a cheaper price at Batch, and all the proceeds go to help someone in the community.
Exactly.
It's really hard to get yelled at by your spouse.
Right.
You know,
When
say,
you said,
babe,
yeah.
you spent $100 on
for
a bottle,
charity,
but it's
yeah.
it's for the kids.
For
It's
the
for
kids.
pot pie,
Exactly.
by the way, amazing, absolutely great. The
Defo
ingredients
is
there,
a huge pot pie fan.
huge pot pie
pot
fan.
pie.
Yeah,
Did you-
I
did you
used
get
to
that?
have the Swanson's frozen
I put a little
pot
biscuit
pies
in
for
there.
dinner, but this looks 100,000 times better than
That's
that.
fantastic.
You
I love the
lean in
biscuit on
there.
top.
You got peas and carrots, and a nice like it's
Oh, that's fantastic.
it's just like a kind of creamy sauce or what
Yeah.
is it?
So it's like a real thick stew. Big biscuit on top.
Nobody
Let's
went
get
for
in
the
there.
biscuit.
Yeah.
What's wrong
They
with
were-
you
we're
folks?
waiting
I went right for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Before I make a bigger mess, we're going to take our first break. And I also want to let the record reflect that at 1:26 p.m. today, me,
You had a vegetable.
Michael Mayo, reached
Yes, you went
for
right
a
for the
vegetable.
asparagus. Good for you.
And I love asparagus. I took my first vegetable bite of the show today, and I'm going in for the roasted pepper next. The corn will kill me, by the way, but it looks terrific. Devo's going to have some.
I love that. I really do. I love the whole dish, and the roasted peppers are fantastic.
Well,
Like if you were ever going to indulge,
I am going to try a little bit of the corn.
No,
It's-
listen.
no,
If
no.
I kill Mike
Yeah.
Mayo, do you know how many
Oh,
one?
yeah,
you know how
you
many?
gotta go with corn.
Do you know how
Where's
many?
the nearest
Do you know how many
hospital?
1-star
It
reviews I'm gonna get?
It wouldn't kill me. It just might lay me low. It's a condition called diverticulitis, which, as we all know,
do
afflicts
this.
one of
This is
every
worse.
3 male Americans.
no seeds.
But as long as I don't eat too much popcorn or corn on the cob, I can have a little taste.
Whatever you say.
That's delicious, by the way.
Come to one side.
All right, I'm going vegetable crazy here, but we'll get into the pot pie portion of the show
Pot pie is awesome.
after these words from
Yeah.
Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap in Delray Beach. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You got to try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. Serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the new river. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey District, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox here at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap in West Delray Marketplace, right at the intersection of Lyons Road and Atlantic Avenue. We're here with Batch founder Kevin Danilo, and I have to give you a big apology. This chicken pot pie belongs nowhere near McDonald's. They don't deserve it. This is delicious. I mean, and I haven't had a pot pie at all since probably like a Swanson's frozen dinner, but this is a million times better. The quality of ingredients. I mean, you got the nice shredded chicken, beautiful cream
There's lots
sauce,
of chicken too. That's another thing that you usually don't get in a
peas and carrots and onions, and a beautiful big biscuit on top.
Yep.
It's freaking phenomenal.
Thanks, it's really hearty.
Well, I'm not going to.
That was his review in the Sun Sentinel.
Yeah.
It's freaking phenomenal.
It's freaking phenomenal,
Yeah.
and I'm very enthusiastic about this. And I could see why you would want to retire during the summer months, but wintertime, this belongs at every batch. In my humble opinion, I could see why it's become quite the popular.
Yep. So we'll have it all through December and January, possibly February.
Okay.
To be determined. But yeah, come by any of the three stores and you can grab
for both lunch, brunch, dinner. It's
for lunch and dinner, not for brunch.
Not the weekend brunch. Okay. Weekend brunch, you got to get this.
Yep.
Oof, the fried chicken's so ridiculous.
And you know
chicken,
what? I'm gonna
the waffles,
cornbread waffle, honey butter,
swab the waffle through the butter. Is this the special
honey butter?
Honey butter. I'm making a spectacle of myself today.
And then that's bourbon maple.
Bourbon maple. I'll pour it into a crevice one by one, like a proper thing. And then has anybody been watching the show Shrinking? It's been on Apple TV.
I love that show.
I think I recall Harrison Ford or somebody like pouring their waffle syrup when he got very stoned, and I'm just going to do the same right now.
So we've seen you turn Delray into what it is now. We've seen the Fort Lauderdale. Yes, I'm trying to ignore the gross eating habits of Mike Mayo.
Look at this
highlight.
I know Kevin actually embraces
Defo, we can take this plate, nail it to a wall down at Art Basel.
Yeah,
it's too late this year, but I think at least 300,000 for that.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name in Monty Python?
Oh,
Mr. Cresp.
Oh, that was. I mean, I don't even know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Well,
the Life
the
of Brian,
mint,
where they keep feeding the guy.
Yeah, one thin mint.
It's a Crespo.
I forgot his name. That's good movie trivia right there.
That's the next time I see it, we're going to do that. Feed you and run
run
away.
The thin mint, the single thin mint.
You love nothing more than egging this guy on.
That's the best thing in the world.
I've never seen a guy happier on the show.
Yeah, it's great.
than Kevin when he prods Mayo into
I
making
see
a
him
fool
and
of
you're at
himself.
like respectable restaurants, and I tap in. I'm doing paperwork at home, and I'm sending Lubie messages. Big bite, big bite.
Yeah, he begs
This
for
is a
it on
guy that
air.
like classic restaurant owners used to fear. That's the funny part.
I told
About
you
it.
we're very progressive.
You brought
here.
him right back down to
Well,
reality.
now everybody's seen the real me, and it's a pretty ugly sight. And hey, I wanted to just thank you and Brandon for gifting me that book, Unreasonable Hospitality, which played a part recently on a little bit of Let's Eat. It wasn't drama. It was actually a thrill because the
cool, right?
author of that book, Will Guidara, who used to kind of run front of the house at one of the best restaurants in the world, 11 Madison Park, wrote this book about their philosophy when it came to just taking care of people in a restaurant. And you and Brandon are big disciples of that.
Yeah.
And on the Let's Eat group, there was a woman who basically sent to Will a case study of unreasonable hospitality that really resulted in a huge publicity. It was, in this case, the IKEA furniture store, which you don't necessarily associate with fine dining. But a guy wrote a spoof review of a hot dog and then concluded by saying, I can't wait to come back here for my anniversary dinner with my wife to IKEA. And then the IKEA executives saw it and invited him, and they actually set up a full fine dining setup in the middle of their, I guess, food operations and prepared a really good anniversary dinner. A woman saw these posts on Let's Eat, sent it to Will back last May, and now he kind of got around to it and wrote or did a little, whatever they call those, reels. His podcast, his kids
TikTok thing,
TikTok, whatever.
It was like he was answering questions on like video.
Yeah, and he was just
social media.
He cited the Let's Eat South Florida group for being the place where these posts were, and then he also praised the IKEA executives. And if he ever met you, actually, I'm going to write him an email.
You should actually
about the kinds of things that.
Well, because they've embodied it, and you can see it at all 4 locations. You can see it with all their staff members, from the bartenders to the servers to management. Like, and what I'll give. Not only them credit, but the fact that people on Let's Eat will actually mention the hospitality at Batch, which never happens. Like if good things happen on, good thing happens, people barely mention it, let alone specifically hospitality. So like they've really embodied it, and
it shows that it's made a mark. And I guess if you could just talk about, what prompted you to.
Yeah, the book is great, right? I feel like if you get into hospitality, at least the majority of us, it's because you enjoy creating great experiences, right? We're in this business, certainly not in it to make money.
Fueled by the owner's desire to lose money.
Or have days off.
And the old joke, how do you end up with a small fortune in the
start with a big one and you open up a restaurant.
Fortune. There you go. This is why the MMA.
Yeah. No. So, we get in it because we enjoy taking care of people. It's a privilege being able to take somebody's crappy day and make it nice, or take somebody's special day in their life and
do the trick.
Yeah, that's our secret weapon.
Yeah, part of it. Yeah,
liquor them up. So it's a privilege to be able to do that, and I've always believed in that. I've always been trained that way. It's the way I was raised. It's the way that I was taught in this business. But it's really hard to articulate. And what I really loved about the book is that it puts it into words. He's obviously a much smarter guy than I'll ever be. He was able to put it into words, how you do that and what it truly means. And he defined it really well. It was kind of the art of making people feel special and about giving people more than they expect. Right. That's what it boils down to.
It goes so far.
It's when somebody expects A, you give them A plus B, and that's the name of the game, right? So when somebody walks out value, it doesn't mean a cheeseburger from McDonald's just because it's cheap. That's a great value.
Exactly.
You could go spend $200 on a steak.
You give people acknowledgement, and they remember it, and they really feel good about it, and it kind of can overcome a lot of glitches and things that just to be treated well. And the little touches that you guys do, like this somebody's first time in, or it's a birthday, you're gonna load them up with some goodies to take home, like the biscuit batter and even the little gift boxes, and those things are so thoughtful. And
something, and you're really smart about it. We were at the Catherine, which is
a great place,
a great place, and they were actually fans of
yours.
Was they're fans of yours. They're like, we love like this. We got to get to Batch because the commercial went on. We were doing a show there, and they're like, "How's Batch?" And we're singing their praises. And then his wife Marissa's like, I love that Kevin guy. Like he gets on to Let's Eat specifically every time, and he rolls with the punches, and he's always counterbalancing what people
she
say.
appreciates your style
with a
the
very
social media.
very positive
Whereas
message.
Marissa usually texts me and
They
like,
wanna
"Did you
slam
see
them."
what the fuck these people?"
Now you understand the cage fighting.
That's when you let it out.
Right, the rage room.
Rage in a cage.
The rage room. It all
I
comes out.
I think it's impressive how you do it. And but you are smart about it. You know what you're doing. You're like, look, let me talk to these people. Let me calm them down and let me get them to my level so they can see what I see with my
But
establishment.
it's coming from a place of sincerity.
No, he
too.
means
He's
it. He
not
means
just
it. He
doing
means it.
damage control. And I say this because I've known, we've known each other now for a year when you first invited me in because you wanted me to see what you did there. And it was kind of, let's face it, it was a restoration project after some, damage had been done. And the way you've gone about it, where you confront something, face
head
forward,
on. Yeah.
and people appreciate that.
Listen, I don't think anybody can say that they're perfect, right? I'm certainly not. I don't think I've ever met some of my exes.
No, I'm
probably.
perfect.
Anyways, so right, it's not about being perfect. It's when you screw up, you own it, and that's what I was always taught. Right, just take accountability. Right, you can't fix everything, but at least if you say, "Yep, we screwed up. We didn't mean to, we didn't want to, but we did, and we want to make it right." I'd like to say 9 out of 10 times, probably 7 out of 10 times, somebody's going to understand it, right? But if you start saying, "Well, you were wrong here," and picking things apart, it's just a bad approach, right? So the bottom line is just acknowledge somebody, own your shortcomings, and try to make it right. Most people understand that, and it's the way we've always tried to run our business. Just head on, face things head on. Don't lie about it. Don't try to make excuses. Just when you make a mistake, you own it.
I know I'm not supposed to curse, but own your stuff. Own your shit. That's what all I ever want. When I was a critic, I really loved chefs who, if I wrote a bad review, instead of yelling at me, some of them would call their staffs in front of them and read the review and say, "All right, this guy, maybe he's full of it, but that was his experience, and we've got to work on these things because when I make sure that nobody walks out thinking like that again."
Well, and that's something I've enjoyed with Kevin, Brandon. Like, and I get if you're an establishment, someone goes after you. My wife, it's funny, we deal with this in our world where people. Cat Williams always said, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right, right? So to me, I learned that early with this voice, doing radio, people were going to come after me. And my wife started doing some TikTok stuff and people came after, and I laughed, and I'm like, you got to just roll with it. And I get it. You put your heart and soul in these places. This is not only your livelihood, but there's a ton of people financially, but people are counting on you to make a living and survive. So there's a lot going into it. So when someone goes after you for something that is bogus, I know that's got to be almost impossible to handle, but the way you do it is actually really impressive because you turn and they've always talked about this, turning a negative into a positive. And it seems like maybe it's not 100%, but it seems like more times than not. And what it's also done is gotten the group on your side, which is something that's rare, where people will come to, before you even jumping on, people come to bat. No, I love batch. But it's impressive because that place that doesn't happen. Like it's 50-50 a lot of the time where that's not what happens with this establishment. And I think people can learn from the book and from what you guys do because you have implemented something that's, I'm sure, not easy to do, but it seems to be going over very well at all 4 of your establishments.
It's the mentality. One of the first stories he tells in the book is when his first experience with hospitality was his mom would pick him up from the bus stop every day. And how it made him feel, like the hospitality that she extended, right?
Just being there. Yeah.
Just being there, right? Yeah. And he ends the book by saying, look, this is about restaurants. All I know is restaurants, but that doesn't mean it doesn't apply elsewhere in life, in industry, as a realtor. What you do when you sell a house to somebody, what you do for them. And it's a good book that I bought a lot of copies for people that aren't in the industry.
The human touch, which nowadays everybody's on their phones and making reservations online. I'm just getting that human connection, which you get when you come into a batch location, is priceless. And it's just one of those things. The other thing is I appreciate the grassroots nature of it. You get it because I spent a lot of time on the Let's Eat group. I grew the thing from 0 to 180,000 in conjunction with great Gretchen and Dave Schutz and people at the Sun Sentinel. But it's kind of a grassroots thing where you got to go shake every hand like politicians. It's not about getting an influencer who could get 1 million likes and 800, 950,000 are out of town. You want to go where like every person that comes in has that one thing, and then they write about it on a Let's Eat, or they tell their friends. And again, it goes a long way. So kudos to you. You get it.
You know, when you were talking about people's opinions, it reminded me, one of our bartenders said to us, it was really cool to see when people start coming full circle and buying into hospitality. Sometimes you see hourlies that don't fully buy into it. And he said he read something about a guest that was requesting a temperature, right? And the guest said, you know, how is your medium rare? You know, I want the steak medium rare. What does that mean? And the server said back, it's whatever you tell me it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Show me
really?
a picture and I'll get it.
And I think that's a really interesting way of, you know, so if medium rare to you is hockey puck black in the middle, cool. I'm going to make that steak medium rare to your spec,
picture, right? And we'll make it happen.
But that's the name of the game, right? And a lot of people that they're different perceptions, different opinions on things. Yep. But that mentality of whatever you think it is, I got you. I can take care of that. I'm going to make that happen. Making people feel special and accommodating.
And so much of it is just basic communication. People have to relay accurately what they want, and then the restaurant has to be willing to say, yes, we can do that.
How difficult, and I know we need to take a couple breaks, but how difficult has it been to get staff? Because you just said it, and I only bring it up so much because I would be the person that was bitter. Anyone who's met me, until I sit down and decompress, I'm bitter. I own it. I admit it. Defo saw it in the mornings. Mayo sees it every time before we start a show. I own it. I've worked in the hospitality industry. As you can tell, I didn't do it long because that does not work in the hospitality industry. So I'm always impressed by people who can put aside their day, their life, and just smile and just take care of someone else. How hard is it to get people? You said you had a bartender who actually came around and said, you know what? I was against this, but I'm impressed by it. Like, how hard is it to get people to buy in like that?
It's not, as long as they're willing to be open to it. Okay. And it's interesting. You know, people always talk about giving is better than receiving. My parents always told me, when things are hard, do something for someone else. It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense, but it works, right? And so if you can get somebody just to buy into what you're doing and they do something and you feel good about impacting somebody's day, it becomes easy. We had one of our hospitality managers who's at our host stand is phenomenal. And there was a parents that came in with a special needs kid. You know, it was raining outside, and one of his triggers was getting wet. Oh, jeez. So the guy goes outside with an umbrella, gets absolutely soaked, carrying the umbrella over the kid.
The guy,
parents
wow, your employee. Oh, wow.
So the parents are crying, and he comes back in, and the entire staff sees him. And you see something like that, and you're like, man, how can you not do that? How can I not feel good about that?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's impressive.
Again, certain people are cut out for certain businesses and industries, and it takes a special kind.
I can get rid of this bitterness. You want to? I'm hiring busboys. You want to come in? I got you, man.
I've been with the kid 15 years.
Yeah, you know what?
I can fix them
if you treat people.
It works
right.
for entertainment. It doesn't work for hospitality.
You could tell a lot. And restaurant culture also, it goes to, it's not just to the the guests and the customers, but it's also the staff.
What you send out is what you're going to get back. I get it.
All right, time for break number 2. We're way behind. The trains are running slow today, but I got to put in the good word about the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. They want you, Kevin.
Yeah, how do we not get you guys involved?
I know you guys are busy on the weekends, but they're starting that new brunch event. The grand tasting is Saturday. The new brunch event is Sunday. That would be the 18th and 19th. I'm not going to put you on the spot.
Those are their 2 biggest days.
But Phil and Phil and Kate, they're doing a great job. They've got a lot of those intimate dinners around town are selling out. I can't wait. I actually got my tickets, thanks to Val, to go to the opening night at Heritage, which is sold out. But there's plenty of tickets remaining for events throughout the week. Just go online to vlfoodwine.com. And don't forget, for extra savings on the Big 5 signature events, and that's the cocktail competition Wednesday, Asian themed walk and roll Thursday, barbecue battle on Friday, the grand tasting Saturday, the new brunch on Sunday. Use the promo code Lunchbox for an extra 15% off the already low ticket prices. Go online now, do some hunting, do some buying, do some gift giving for the food lover in your life. vlfoodwine.com. All right, let's take a break. Kevin, I'm very impressed. I want more ginger shots, please.
No, but we want more batch. Delray after this. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information. And we're back. Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Delray Beach, West Delray Marketplace. And Kevin Danilo, he just announced a new holiday special and his free ginger shots upon request. Tell the bartenders.
Mike Mayo sent you from
Exactly.
Mike Mayo podcast.
Oh, man. I do want to quickly go over the specific site details of the holiday hours and specials. Again, the Shots for Tots holiday party here in Delray will be this Sunday during the brunch service. So where you bring an unwrapped toy, not a wrapped toy, unwrapped toy, and you get a shot of your choosing, and that's a great thing. Again, of course, here in Delray, it's Got Christmas Eve is going to be regular hours. That's a Tuesday, December 24th, which will be last seating at 8 p.m.
Are you doing a special menu, or is that?
Yeah, we'll have a special menu rerun from Christmas Eve through New Year's.
Oh, just straight through. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just have a limited regular menu, but we'll have a couple of limited features that we'll be running.
Okay, and it says Christmas Eve reservations are highly recommended.
Oh, interesting. So you guys do reservations.
You do. What platform were you through besides your website?
Open Table. So everything routes through Open Table. You can access all that stuff through our website, but all reservations through.
Okay, and in Delray, they will be open here for lunch on Christmas Day at 12 p.m. and then it'll be a brunch service going into dinner on Christmas Day. New Year's Eve party, regular hours, and then look at this. Cha-ching, $55 open bar. I could drink my weight in the,
we're not winning with you, buddy.
I could hurt you.
Yeah, I could hurt you. I could hurt you too.
That's true. You know what? I'm gonna be good and I'll just have one cocktail that I'll pay full freight for. New Year's Eve party here again with that $55 open bar from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. 3 hours of open bar experience. And please load up that Uber or Lyft onto your app. Please. And then holiday brunch special opening 11:30 a.m. December 30th through January 1st here.
Yeah,
Did I hit
that
it
first
all?
week. Yeah, that's when everybody's kind of off. So we're running a couple of days that will be open for brunch. So families are in town, people visiting their grandparents in the area, kids are off school. So come on by.
11:30 a.m. You're again. Ordinarily, it's just brunch on weekends only here in Delray, but during that holiday week, it'll be all throughout that week. All right. Well, I think we did it, Kevin. We got through a beautiful edition. What was the highlight for you, Defo? I know what it's going to be.
I'm not sure that you could point to any one thing and say there was any more outstanding than the other.
I can. Okay, let me do
How's
this.
your tummy feeling?
Usually he eats a lot of salad and a little bit of all the other stuff that maybe is not as nutritional. The pot pie. This is the highlight. It's the highlight.
Yeah,
the clear highlight.
I was out of reach for the vegetarian corn ribs, but and then you guys were scarfing the waffles and the chicken.
Yes.
Which I know are outstanding because we've had it before.
Crispy, crunchy exterior, moist.
This is the thing about all the talk about the hospitality. If the bleeping food is great,
yes, that helps.
It helps a lot. I mean, and that's another factor here. So, and we see this reflected in the Let's Eat South Florida group, where normally you're getting a zillion complaints about a place, or like somebody starts a thread and says, "Well, you know what? I was charged 10 cents for a lemon," and then 1,000 people comment, but everybody seems to be unanimous that the food here is fantastic and the choices are overwhelmingly good. So
thanks.
Great job. No one doesn't like this place.
This is the opposite of a roast, by the way. Like we're all just heaping praise on Kevin like he just died or something.
When you do a great job at something, well deserved.
Here's your 50. No, but Lubie didn't say much. 10 for you.
And kind of a spinoff of your point is a lot of places that maybe don't have the best food but have great service and where people feel acknowledged, people go back there because they feel acknowledged. And when you get a case like this at Batch, where it's not just great service and people who acknowledge you and take great care of you, but where the food is really good. I mean, enough to the point where I'm saying, oh, this is one of the best jambalayas I've had in the whole region. And I love the biscuits. You'll just eat them all day until I just explode. I mean, these are Crespo. Thin mint, one single thin mint. So it's just a testament to the fact that what happens when good people get together with good food, and it just creates.
Well, and again, you guys alluded to what Fort Lauderdale was. I guess they quote unquote issues, whatever. Like the fact that Kevin himself saw it and didn't just hamana. Like
he owned that
took
shit.
Aggressive action. He literally moved his home so that he could be there to make sure it got fixed. Like that is important, and that's not something you always see. Again, from my experience at Briar Patch and freaking Winter Park, like they had good food, and I'm usually if the food's ready, I don't really worry about the service. But the service was so bad that's all I remembered, and the food was really good. Like it is important to worry about both factors, the food and the hospitality, and the fact that they do it so well.
Football coach who says that we're going to need to win on offense, defense, and special
all
teams.
phases matter, darn it.
Oh, I love this. All right, we're going to take our final break. Before we do, I do want to get a quick just opinions from everybody. The news that Bill Belichick is going
Tar
to
Heel.
the UNC Tar Heels football team to coach for 5 years. I don't know what the terms are.
Supposedly
Defo, quick.
3 year deal.
Oh, so when he's done, his girlfriend will be 16.
So that's one comment.
I like it. We were talking about when they check off who has the advantage in different aspects of the game. When the University of Miami plays North Carolina now, and you look at who has the edge at coaching, will it be Mario Cristobal or Bill Belichick? What do you think? I'm putting a big check mark with Belichick. As my buddy Al Bernstein always said, whenever two guys got in the ring for the first round preliminaries, you had a guy from the Midwest that hadn't had a win, and he's 0-5, and the other guy is like 1-0, and he's the promoter's fighter. He would say, this is a very intriguing matchup. And I think this is intriguing. I really do.
All right.
As a sports fan, I like it.
Kevin, your instant take, besides that the girlfriend will age out by the time
he's done.
She's well below the formula, though. I mean, when you take a guy's age, he's 72. So
right. Well,
our
your formula
is, you shouldn't. If you're an older guy, what's the bottom line in terms of younger women you should date?
Divide by 2 and add
so
9?
you divide by 2, add 7 years. So Belichick should go no lower than 43 years old.
Yes.
That's
like
appropriate
at
this point.
She's 24.
So 24.
She's 24. Okay.
Well below the
it's
Mendoza
ridiculous.
line.
All right. And my initial reaction. My reaction is it's a little bit weird. I don't know if he's going to fit the new age of college.
I think
football.
It'll be fine, though. People don't know he has another side to his personality because they're used to those vapid press conferences.
Well, I'm sure we're going to be seeing one right now at 2:00. He's supposed to have his first. And I want to see somebody do a dichotomy of like how he is on the Manning cast versus his answers is monosyllabic. Looking forward.
I don't think he'll be able to work that though at North Carolina because he's going to have to be much more of a promoter.
We'll see. But the bottom line is this: I was thinking about all the hurdles and that it might be challenging, and then I just realized, like Kevin said, I think he's just scouting for his next girlfriend.
Oh Jesus,
could be. I mean,
we
colleges
have the consensus here.
Yeah. It's become though beyond a pro game. It's a pro game on steroids.
Well, because you got not just free agents. I mean, you've got
you have no regulation.
It's worse than the pros.
It's the Wild West.
It is Wild West.
Lubie, you think it's going to be a disaster, right?
I think it's interesting for Carolina. They love going big names, so there's no bigger name than him. For him, it was clear that the NFL didn't want him, and he can pitch it however he wants. But that's what happened. So, Defoe's word is the word I'm thinking. Interesting or intriguing. Like, I don't think he's going to win titles, but I think he will make them better. And I think it's going to be something to watch.
Well, he could certainly win the ACC because at this point,
look what it was. That's where he lost team one.
You know, that's all right. Let's take that third and final break. We're going to cut Kevin Danilo loose. Wish him a very happy. Oh, we didn't talk about you holiday plans, and you have a big dog who hates hot weather. Or what's
Santa? He loves everything.
What
he doesn't love coming inside when it's cold.
No, he likes that brisk weather. Like
90-pound dog. Wow,
90-pound dog.
Does he jump on you when you get home?
Nah, he's great. Man. He's a 90-pound rescue. He's the best thing that ever happened to me.
How long have you had him?
5 years.
Oh, wow, fine.
And again, you take great care of him. And but it's always, I'm sure, refreshing for a dog to get up to maybe the more northern climes. But all right. Meanwhile, you're going to be busy with all the holiday stuff going on throughout December.
Always.
And we thank you and we thank Brandon. And we didn't get to see Jen, the general manager, here because this is her day off. And even I am not cruel enough to say, I really want to have her on the show. No, you're a very kind person and good boss and a great restaurateur. And we will hopefully see you again real soon. And if not you, Brandon, and if not you or Brandon.
I'm going to see you with Bad Santa tomorrow.
Okay.
You better come by. Bring some toys for the kids. I'll give you some shots. Wear a bad sweater.
I will be there. That's going to be fun. Well, let's take that final break, and we'll be back to wrap up this edition after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans. Is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to Eat. We're back here on the Lunchbox to wrap up this edition from Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Delray Beach. It's their newest location. They are serving dinner basically 7 days a week.
Yeah, they open at 4.
They at 4 o'clock, and then they also have weekend brunch. But now during the holiday season, there'll be all kinds of brunch service throughout the holidays. Go online to batchnewsouthernkitchen.com for all the details. Well, tonight it's going to be in Brickell. Tomorrow night it's going to be up at the Fort Lauderdale location, 525 North Federal Highway. Then on Sunday it's going to be right here at the Delray location. I'm talking about the Shots for Tots, where you bring in a toy and you get a shot of your choice.
Wrapped gift. You don't have to show them what the gift is.
Yeah, and basically just tell them what you want. I don't know if I necessarily would say ginger shot, but it's all good. And got a busy day ahead tomorrow. We're going to be doing a double header, our usual Friday Fun Day at 10 Palms at 1 o'clock, and then at 3:30 we're going to be in our friend Frankie Talrico Ocean Manor Resort, Casa Calabria, and it might be an abbreviated edition because Chef Salvatore told me that
they're opening up soon after that.
Well, they open at 5, and to kick off the proceedings on a Friday night, they have a party of 55 coming in at 5 p.m. So we're not going to be seeing much of Salvatore.
So we'll do like 30 minutes.
We're going to do 30. I told him about 30 minutes. Just had a nice plate of pasta, a little antipasto. He only has to talk for 3 minutes.
Just to get back in there, we missed Casa Calabria.
And Frankie's going to tell us about all the new happenings there at the Ocean Manor Resort and Casa Calabria. Have you been in there in a while, Defo?
I have not. No. I was there the day that you sent me there when we didn't do the show, but and I looked around and I see Frankie occasionally because he's always hanging out with my man Sean Mack, who lives in the Ocean Bay Club where I live and co-owner of the restaurant. And they had been talking about this renovation they did, which I didn't know that it needed to be renovated, but they did a really, really nice job on that. And I think people are going to find it very appealing.
They did a refresher, and they also are now appealing more to the late night dancing crowd. So after they finish with their dinner service, they are partying all night long with all kinds of good club music and bands, live bands. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow.
Talarico doesn't age, by the way.
No, he doesn't. He looks great.
We known a guy like, what, 15 years?
I've known him 15 years. You know him like 20, 25 years.
Yeah, and he looks as young as he did when I first met him. He really
He's always making moves, and we appreciate that.
He is
doing real well with a lot of different things. I mean, they're really good restaurateurs on top of being.
and he's a
property
hotelier now
managers
too.
and things
Besides
like that,
Ocean
yeah.
Manor, he's
Yeah.
got that Port d'Hiver up
Which
in
We've
whatever
still, we've
town
been
it
trying
is,
to snake
Melbourne.
snake a visit.
Well, I'm in some discussions with him
discussions.
for a spring summer getaway because that place looks gorgeous. Port
fantastic.
d'Hiver, and he was going to bring some food into that.
One of
That's
the
up
best
in
bread and
Melbourne.
breakfast in all the country.
Yes, a very class establishment. And again, Casa Calabria, also a class establishment, as well as some of our other sponsors.
Calabria is great. You know what? I mean, there are a zillion good Italian restaurants here. There are several really excellent ones, top notch, as we
Casa
evidence and
D'Angelo.
experience at Casa D'Angelo and
Yeah,
many other places that you could rattle off. But Casa Calabria belongs on that list. It really does.
And
It's one of
again-
the best Italian restaurants in town.
oceanfront dining, and Chef Salvatore, he's legit. I mean, you ask him to make a Dover sole, and he'll bring it to your table and debone it and prepare it and pour that little lemon butter sauce on at the end. It's fantastic. And his gnocchi, again, I say it on the spot every day. They're fluffy little pillows of heavenly delights. I mean,
Yep.
again, a lot of people use potatoes or flour for their gnocchi. Frankie, he does it the old school way, which is
good, right?
ricotta cheese. They come out so beautiful, and in that gorgonzola
light,
cream
too.
sauce. Man, I can.
Well, you see it too. I mean, Casa D'Angelo, you can see the pride the chefs take in what they do, and you can sense it with Frankie when you get him going. Starts talking about the place, you can really sense it. He's speaking from the heart. He absolutely puts everything he has into this restaurant.
I mean, all these guys. It's such a demanding business and such a competitive business. You got to put in long hours, and the payoff is uncertain. But guys here like Kevin and Brandon at Batch, I mean, they are putting in the work, and now they're seeing the results.
payoff.
I mean, just
Good.
it's
Yeah.
very satisfying
Well
for all
deserved,
involved,
yeah.
especially us who, besides the occasional shot of ginger, we do get treated like freaking kings here, and we do appreciate that. Some great food, great libations here, and it's one of my locals now. Me and Val are a heavy rotation, so it's all good. All right, Defo, that's it for today. We'll see everybody tomorrow at a Gulfstream, 10 Palms, 1 p.m. contest. Oh, and enjoy every sandwich.